I'm not even dressed yet.
One of us is ready and the other one isn't.
Let's get my kickstand. This is pretty surreal. I can't imagine what they saw and what they had to do just for us to be here today. I'm not even dressed yet.
One of us is ready and the other one isn't.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm running around getting camera roll.
No.
Well, we've been here 10 days so far.
Wednesday
Just about 10 days.
Saturday. Yep.
Haven't done too much in the last bit. The sun is really bright. Finally, we're going to get out on the motorcycles. Pretty much rested the whole time. As you can see there, the ATVs got covers on them. We fully intended to not use them here. It was mostly, I guess, rest and try to get back on track with some exercise to bring my stamina back up, I guess, so to speak. It's been kind of lacking the last little while, so those are on hold. But finally today we're getting out on the motorcycles. Where are we going, babe?
We are going to Bouse, I think it's
Bouse?
called.
Bouse?
Bouse, something like that. We're gonna head out here and hang a left through some little mountain-y pass thing, which...
Hilly humpy, so we've read.
Uh-huh.
And, oh, I guess I'll put you in the frame here. And we're supposed to see a World War II type display or something there, so we'll see.
We started off our ride just like normal. I'm not super comfortable on gravel roads to begin with on my bike, and today Jay learned a little bit of a lesson. He went on some gravel right there that he probably shouldn't have, and I'll let him tell you the rest of the story.
Loose gravel that I should have obviously noticed and realized that it was loose, and I probably would have spun, but wasn't thinking of it and just released the clutch and away I went. Spun out from underneath me and dropped the bike on its side. Let's get my kickstand.
Is it back here?
Apologies for the language.
You alright?
Yeah. I didn't even give it any gas. Well, there's some footage.
I don't know if I got it.
I did.
Oh. Okay. Everything alright?
Yeah.
To the fans at home, we do apologise for the fruity language.
Okay.
Big rock here.
I'm not gonna lie, I think dropping that bike there at the intersection hurt my pride more than myself, but completely my fault. I don't know what I was thinking, but parked in some loose gravel, and as I let the clutch out, the rear end just spun out and I ended up dropping the bike. And to make matters worse, Kate didn't see me right away, so she had to eventually turn around. And because we had earplugs in, we were both yelling at each other like lunatics. People probably would have thought we were fighting, but we weren't. We were just yelling because we couldn't hear each other.
After we got Jay's bike picked up, he did have a little bit of an injury on his ankle, but he wanted to push through, so we did. We carried on to Bouse.
I think Katie was a little bit worried about me. Kept on looking back to see if I was okay, and I was. Dropping the bike was a lot. Picking it up was even more so. Talk about post-exertional maladies. Those are terms that I don't often talk about, but with my illness, heavy lifting and exertion really affects me. Although sometimes not right away, within a few hours. But I was really looking forward to this ride, so I wanted to keep on going and kind of persevere. Plus, I wanted to reassure her that I was okay.
road to Bouse was long stretches of highway, wide open skies, and not much else but sand, cacti, and the occasional tumbleweed. We also saw more RVs parked down the road, and we'll check out those spots later when we come back to the Quartzsite area. This is the kind of ride where you can just sit back, throttle open, and enjoy the scenery.
See that? She's looking back at me again. This is how I know she likes me.
Camp Bouse was a top-secret World War II military training site in the Arizona desert, established in 1943 as part of the Desert Training Center under General George S. Patton.
This is pretty surreal when you're coming to one of these sites just to see what the men and women went through.
Mostly men.
Mostly men, but there was many women as well. And I can't imagine what they saw and what they had to do just for us to be here today.
Pretty sobering, hey?
It's really sobering. There's not enough gratitude in my eyes that we could give these people that sacrificed their lives for what we get to do today.
That's what's called a howitzer?
M109 howitzer. That is one big gun.
It was one of several remote camps used to prepare troops for desert warfare before deploying to North Africa and Europe.
It's for the first time standing in front of a tank. These things are massive. And to think that American, Canadians, French, all the other soldiers that were putting themselves in the line of fire for our freedom, it's unfathomable what they must have experienced. This is the M60 Patton tank. I don't know what that means. She's a bruiser.
The camp was home to the 9th Tank Group, a specialized unit testing a classified tank-mounted searchlight system called the Gizmo Light or the Canal Defense Light, or CDL, designed to blind enemy forces at night. This battalion landed in Normandy on Utah Beach. So these battalions were these CDL units. They got shipped to Normandy. The project was so secret that soldiers were sworn to secrecy and had little contact with the outside world. Soldiers at Camp Bouse endured harsh desert conditions with extreme heat, dust storms, and rugged terrain. Training exercises included live fire drills, nighttime maneuvers, and tactical operations to test the effectiveness of the CDL system. The camp was abandoned in 1944 as the war effort shifted away from desert warfare, and the CDL technology was ultimately never widely used in combat. Today, the site is mostly scattered ruins with remnants of foundations, rock markers, and rusted equipment. The memorial site, which we visited, honors the soldiers who trained here, preserving the history of this once secret military installation.
Now that my body's starting to ache up, I think it's time to head back before I seize.
So we read that the area around Bouse has a lot of history beyond Camp Bouse and its military history. Just outside of town, you'll find old mining sites, abandoned homesteads, and even petroglyphs left behind by the indigenous tribes who lived here long before roads and motorcycles ever existed.
At this point, I was really starting to feel the effects of dropping the bike. I didn't really think I injured myself, but I did do something to my ankle. Not quite sure if I rolled it or actually got it caught somehow, but all I really wanted to do was get back to the trailer so I could rest, as I knew the next few days would be pretty brutal. And hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate you guys watching, and it really helps us out.
Even though we took the same route back, it somehow felt like a completely different ride. Maybe it was just the way the road rolled through the hills, but the ride back had a little bit more flow. Some gentle curves, a few dips and hills, and just enough variation to keep things interesting. we've kind of figured out that the Arizona desert and the area around Bouse is a whole different kind of beauty. It's vast and rugged and untouched. It's the kind of place where the horizon seems to go on forever, and then you have these rocky hills breaking up the open space. There's cacti along the roadside and scattered low-lying shrubs and desert brush. The landscape might look empty at first glance, but it's full of life. Ride, babe.
Hey, no problem.
Short and sweet.
And a little rough
For
on
you,
me anyway.
For you for a second, but hey, dropping your bike happens every once in a while.
I'd like to think I laid it down, but I guess we're gonna have to check the footage to see how bad it was.
Are engine guards in your future?
No, it's called not being stupid and noticing the big rocks that are parked under my butt.
It's time to go get some ice on these injuries. We'll update you later.
Hello, Willow. Come on out. Go find Mom. Where is she? Go get her.